All right, everybody, welcome. Excited for you to be with us on our live cast. We've got another edition here. Today, we're going to be talking all about residential versus commercial real estate investing. And so many of you have maybe never thought about commercial as part of your real estate investing strategy. And maybe some of you have thought about it and wondered, how do you transition from residential into commercial? Why should you transition, or if you even should transition? Are some of the questions we're going to be answering today, and so much more. I am so excited for you to be with us. I'm sporting my I Flippin' Did It shirt, which I would love for one of you to be our winner. We actually have, I showed these last week, but we've got a couple of new shirts we're going to be sporting. And as always, we will have a t-shirt winner of the week. We'll be giving out some a t-shirt this week and next week. So excited for all of you to be with us today. All right, let's kind of jump into this, guys. First off, we got Cody that's given a shout out. Cody, thanks for being with us. At Apartment Owners Association is with us. Great to have you with us. Oh, awesome. Apartment Owners Association from where? I'd love to know where you guys are from. That shirt is dope. Thanks, Cody. Super excited. We like the shirt as well. It looks like my slides, let's just hit the slides again here. It looks like my slides are not really happy and not coming over here. Let's just see here. Let's go to browser and see. Okay, there we go. We'll just run with the browser, and we'll get some slides rocking here. Hopefully that works for us. I just want to make sure that comes over, and it's not. Cool. Let's just hit the slides again. Sorry, guys. I want to make sure. And that's not working either. Let's get this working so we can get our slides rocking. Let me see here. Looks like my slides don't want to come up here, guys. We're going to do a little technical timeout here and figure it out. Apartment Owners Association, we're a nationwide association. This is Alexandra here from AAOAs. I love the Apartment Association. I actually recommend the local apartment associations to a lot of people to find contractors and work with people. So that's something I'm really excited to have you guys, Alexandra. You're going to want to talk with Kate to connect, because I think there's some opportunities there. Who else we got here? Cody, glad to be here. Just finished the full members only training and about to tackle our favorite list from there, Drive for Dollars. Fantastic, Cody. Excited for you to do that. I'm assuming you've downloaded the app and all the other fun stuff so you can get out there going. Let's see, Steven. Great to have you with us, Stephen. Thanks for being here today. We're going to get jumping into this. I probably should show you some of our different shirt designs while we're doing that. Cody's already mentioned how dope this shirt is. The Flipping Legends. We've got another Flipping Legends that we'll get into. So, okay, looks like we got our slides rocking now, guys. Let's jump full screen here. Here we go. So, residential versus commercial real estate investing. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to deep dive into this, and excited for you to be with us. So, by the end of today, my goal is that you're going to walk away knowing a few things. How many postcards you need to send to actually get a deal, 5 different types of real estate investing. Yes, I said 5 different types of real estate investing. How to find one deal and get paid forever. It's a very interesting strategy we're going to talk about. How to invest in commercial property with little to no money. This is a whole other topic. Which is better for you, commercial versus real estate investing? That's another thing we're going to tackle in today's call. So with all of those, I want you to walk away knowing those at the end of today. But I need a few more shout outs. Joe in Silver Springs, MD. Thanks for being here, Joe. And we've also got Roche. Roche's here all the time. Roche, thanks for being here. Roche has already been one of our t-shirt winners, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's awesome. Our agenda is the same. we kind of go for every single time we do some welcome and some updates, which is what we're doing now. Then we'll jump into a little bit of real estate news. There's some interesting things you're going to want to know and some challenges that are coming up and some opportunities. We're going to talk about that in the news. Every single week, I do a finding tip of the week. This is a way you can find deals in today's marketplace. Then we go into the topic of the week, which today is the commercial versus real estate investing. So we'll do a deep dive into that. Then we do our free t-shirt giveaway every single week where one lucky winner will get a t-shirt. We pay for the t-shirt, pay for the shipping, pay for all of it. But I'm going to show you a few new shirts here. So, okay, Riche is saying, yes, I did get my shirt. Yay, awesome. Hey, you guys that are getting shirts, we want to see them. We want to see you wearing your shirts. So take a picture of your shirt, post it on social media. Kate, what hashtag do you want to have them use when they post a shirt? You can do it on, I don't know, let us know where you want us to post as people are taking shirts, because Riche, I'd love to have you do that. And then I also give away a free tool of the week. This is something absolutely free that you can use to help you in real estate investing, because we want to help you be successful. Okay, quick disclaimer, this show's for entertainment purposes. And before making financial moves, consult with a real estate professional, attorney, CPA, or other professional in the subject matter. Everybody's situation is different. There's no one size fits all. DHM may receive payments on the show for sponsors, guests, in the forms of books, giveaways, items, discounts, or other remediations. As with anything in life, results come from education, following a system, hard work, and determination to follow through until the end. All right, Riche's going to take a picture with her in the shirt. Kate, let us know where you want us to post those, where Riche should post it. So, Stephen, I might be in the wrong place. I am in real estate class learning about all this straight rookie in all this. Let's say all this straight rookie. I think I'm following you, Stephen, here. No, you're in the right place. And so you're just new. Is that what you're saying here, Stephen? That's my favorite. I like new people that are just getting going. Okay, so if you haven't already, please follow the example of Riche and Stephen and Joe and Alexandra from the Apartment Association. Who else has already said hello? Cody. If you haven't already, and a few of you still need to do this, please say your name and where you're investing, your city and state you're investing in. I would love to know that. Some of the training, some of the stuff I put together is going to be specific as to you guys. And so I want to know that. So please put that in there if you haven't. And if you're too shy, just do it anyway. It's a great way for us to get to know you and to help you out. Okay, if you're watching this as a recording, you can join us live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So please join us for the live. The benefit of live is you can ask questions. Just like Steven said, he's a rookie and he's learning how to do this. Or Jeremy, who just said he's from San Antonio, Texas. But if Jeremy had a question he wanted me to answer, he could type it in and I'm going to read that and help answer that question for him and for everybody else's benefit as well. So that's one of the benefits of joining here live. Okay, guys, the Apartment Association, Phoenix, Arizona, and looking for opportunities in Texas. Fantastic. Steven's in Northern Virginia area. Fantastic, Steven. And Nelson is in Reading, Pennsylvania. Thanks for being with us. Thanks so many of you for saying hello. Keep it coming. Okay, t-shirt giveaway. Okay, I am going to show you a couple of t-shirts here because I'm really proud of these. So this is our Flippin' Legend t-shirt, okay? It's really cool. It's got our little DHM on the sleeve. It's got our Flippin' Legend. That's one of the shirts. That's one of our new ones. We got I Flippin' Did It. This is our classic shirt. That's our I Flippin' Did It shirt. And then we've got this one. I made it through rehab. That's one of them. And then this is another Flippin' Legend that we've got. We have limited supply on these guys. These are Flippin' Legend. These are the 3/4 sleeves. It's got our little logo on the back there, so super cool. What I'd be interested in, which shirt do you guys like the best? That's what I would really like to know. Hopefully I didn't break this by coming back here, and it looks like I maybe did. No, there we go. All right, so we're gonna be giving away one of these shirts. You can tell us which shirt you like and your size if you're the shirt winner, and we'll send it to you. And as long as I've got supplies, then it'll come your way. So today, what I want to give away is one of these killer blue ones. This is going to be our shirt that we're going to go for. And if you'd like something else, just put it in the comments if you are the winner. But please, to all of you, which shirt do you guys like the best? Because we want to have some more shirts coming. We want to make some new ones as well. So at the end of each live cast, we announce who the winner was for last week. So basically, from now until next live cast when we start, you could become the winner of the week for that week, okay? So at the end of this live cast, we will be announcing who the winner was for last week. So who the winner is has already been decided. It's in the slides. And so we will be announcing them at the end. Let's see, Carolyn loves Flippin' Legend. Which Flippin' Legend? There's two of them. I've got the blue Flippin' Legend, and then I've got the white with the darker blue Flippin' Legend. I'm curious which one you like the best. Let's see here. Pretty good. Fantastic. Oh, Carolyn likes the Flippin' Legends. Nelson likes the pretty good. Okay, fantastic. So how do you win one of these shirts? Well, we want to have you asking great questions. We want you to leave in positive comments, having high interaction, commenting on the recorded video. Those are ways that we look for. And then each week we choose one winner to be our t-shirt winner of the week. We pay for the shirt, we pay for the shipping, we pay for it all. We just want you to leave us take a picture of yourself and put it on social. Kate, if you haven't already, tell us where you want us to post on social of people wearing their shirts. If you guys are loving these, which I know so many of you are, and you want to see them continue, I really need your help. We're currently at 5,160 subscribers, and my goal by the end of the May is 5,200 subscribers. And so 40 more subscribers to go to hit our goal this month. And one of the cool things that I'm doing is every single day there's a new video I'm putting out. And so it could be like on home equity lines of credit or financing tips or whatever the case is. If you have a question you'd like to have me answer, I'll create a video just like these and post it. All you've got to do is in the comments of these videos, just type in your question, and I'll create a video like this for you guys and for all of our other subscribers. So I put a video out every single day. Now, the cool thing about these videos is they're short. They're like 5 minutes, sometimes up to 10 minutes, sometimes only 2 minutes, but there's something that can answer a quick question that you may have. And so that's something that I'd love to have you guys check out. If you are not currently a subscriber, all you've got to do, please hit the thumbs up on this video, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. When you hit the bell notification, every time we go live, it'll send you a reminder, which is cool. And if you hit the subscribe, it'll help us. Now, if you are currently not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button, go in the comments and say, Ryan, I am the newest subscriber to the DoHardMoney channel, because I want to celebrate that and give you a personal thank you. And one of the highest compliments I can receive is telling someone else about our YouTube channel and asking them to become a subscriber as well. It means a lot to me. Thank you all for your support. Okay, I got a couple of things. Okay, post your shirt pics on our Facebook page, facebook.com/DoHardMoney. DoHardMoney, yeah, so post them there. And then, what have we got? Love the blue one. Fantastic, Roche. Really appreciate it. Okay, what will you get today? This is my free giveaway. I do it every single week. This is a postcard, okay? This is a postcard template. It kind of looks like it's handwritten. I will give you a link to download this where you can put your own phone number. You can put the mail merge. You can put your name on it, that type of stuff for doing postcards. I'll give you a free copy of this. You don't have to do any editing. It's all done for you. You can just type it in and make it super easy. All right, guys. Nelson, thanks for the thumbs up, the double thumbs up. I appreciate it. Okay, real estate market update. This is the news, the trends, what's happening, what we need to be aware of. But first, let me grab a drink. All right, guys, what is happening in the real estate news? Let's talk about April's housing report. National inventory declined by 53% over last year. So basically, we have half as many houses for sale, more than half, than we did last year at this time that are on the market. That's why you're seeing prices go up. Newly listed homes on the market are up 32% nationally, which is good, compared to the onset of COVID pandemic last year, and by 43% for large metro areas over the last year. So we're seeing some more homes come on the market, but we're still way under what we were supposed to be. But here's the really interesting thing. The April national median listing price was $375,000, which basically means the average price in America is $375,000, which is 15.6% higher than it was last year at this very same time. And for larger metro areas, it's like 17%. So we are seeing this. Nationally, the typical home spent 43 days on the market in April. That's 20 days less. So a year ago, April, it took 63 days to sell a house. Now it's taking 43 days to sell a house. And as many of you can attest, in lots of areas, it's like a day to sell a house right now, or 30 days for a closing period and those things. So that's kind of what's happening or what happened last month. It'll be interesting to see what happens in May. I'll keep you abreast of things and, as always, update you. As housing supply shortage intensifies, prices jump 18%. We talked to the median sales price at all-time high. This is $344. This one's a little bit out of date because we've got new info for April. In the housing market, is the housing market about to crash? That's a question that I get asked quite a bit. And according to Bankrate, here's why the experts say this is not the case. There's 6 compelling reasons that no crash is imminent. Number 1, inventories are at record lows. You see, one of the things that happens in a crash is there's so much available that people are not able to buy enough of them, and so we start seeing a crash. Second one is builders can't build quickly enough to meet the current demands that are out there. This is the second reason why we're not thinking there's a crash that's imminent. Mortgage rates remain near historic lows. Yes, the rates are coming up, but they're still remaining at historic lows. Demographic trends are creating new buyers. One of these we're going to talk about in a little bit is we're starting to have some new buyer demographic that's coming up that is going to be wanting to purchase properties that hasn't, and they're now getting into their 30s. So we're going to talk about that. Lending standards remain strict. This is a big difference than in 2008. Banks now have what are called stress tests, which is not something they were doing in 2008, 2007. And they also were doing loans that were stated income loans, which is not the case anymore. Foreclosure activity is muted. Basically, there's no foreclosures, and as they start to come, we believe they'll be gobbled up by demand side really quickly. So don't even see that as something that's going to be making an impact. Home buyers warned of builder contracts. Does the builder have the right to cancel a contract? Can the builder pass on labor and material price increases? And does the builder have the right to increase the purchase? Just today at lunch, I was talking to somebody where they know somebody had a property under contract, and guess what? The builder canceled it. And so, yes, it really varies builder for builder. It really depends on what the contract says. But here's the thing. It's land, labor, and materials. It's difficult to think that it's really difficult right now in all of those things. So here's what happens. A lot of builders have some clauses in their contracts that says if price of materials or labor increases, that they can withdraw from the contract and not build the home. In most of those cases, they have to return any earnest money, but that kind of sucks. If you sold your house and you had a new home build under contract, and then the builder came back and said, sorry, we're not going to sell it to you, that would be a problem. Now, another contract, another thing that builders can put in the contract is say, we'll sell it to you, but you have to pay the increased price. And one of the problems that builders are running into right now is prices changing so drastically. So one of my big commercial builders is saying, our pricing for materials is only good for a week. So if I quote it right now, we have to buy it by the end of the week. If we don't buy it within 7 days, the price is all subject to change. So that's really difficult. So if you're building in those things, you've got to buy all your materials up front at once to ensure that you've got set pricing, or otherwise you're looking at variation in pricing that could be to your advantage or disadvantage. Real estate prices are soaring across the country. We're seeing that, as long with sky-high lumber prices are expected to drop by year end, according to analysts. I wasn't aware of this in my area. We are seeing lumber prices that are really high right now, almost double what they were. But I don't know if you guys remember, there were some fires in Northern California and then also Washington, Georgia. There's 2 big lumber mills. I was talking to a framer the other day, and he's like, the issue with the lumber prices really doesn't have a lot to do with we don't have enough wood. The lumber pricing has to do with we don't have enough processing plants to cut it. So a couple of the mills got burned down with the fires in Northern California. And when those burned down, they're trying to build them back up. But that's put a big strain, which is, again, a supply and demand. If they can't supply it, prices end up going up. But we're hoping by the end of the year, we'll see some of those start coming down, is what we're seeing. Haley in Capitol Heights. Haley, thanks for being with us. Where's Capitol Heights? Is that Maryland? I'm not sure. Well, let me rephrase. There's lots of Capitol Heights. What city or what state are you in, Haley? I'd love to know. Maybe you're in Washington. Haley Washington lives in Washington. I don't know. Anyway, okay, 4.8 million millennials are turning 30. I talked about this changing demographic, and many are expected to enter the home buying game. Basically, what's happening, millennials are saying, I'm 30 now. I was really worried about being the renter generation. I was really worried about renting. And now Realtor.com's economists are saying that they are starting to make the shift. Haley is in Maryland. I thought so. We've done some deals in Capitol Heights, but there's lots of Capitol Heights. I think there's even one in Utah, so I just got to make sure. About 4.8 millennials we talked about are turning 30. 43% will be first-time home buyers, and they've been looking for homes for more than a year. As we all know, COVID hurled jet fuel on big city exodus, meaning people left the big cities, and it wouldn't stop, says real estate developers. All right, the Daily Digest for Real Estate Investing. This kind of the best of times, the worst of times saga is unfolding here. Supply continues to seriously lag demand, flipping some of these metrics in red while driving up prices to record levels. It's a great time to sell, but it's not so great of a time to buy right now. Biden is making some changes. We need to be aware of this. One of the things that a lot of business owners and real estate investors take advantage of is 1031 exchanges. Under this IRS code, you were able to defer the tax on an exchange, which basically meant if I bought a property and I wanted to exchange that property, if I bought it for $100 and sold it for $150, maybe I have after cost $30,000. Well, normally I would pay taxes on that $30,000. But to incentivize investment, the IRS came up with this Section 1031 a long time ago. We're talking 30 plus years ago. And basically the idea was if you reinvest that money in a like kind exchange, meaning you buy additional real estate, that entire $30,000 can go there without paying taxes on it, but you're deferring it. At some point you have to pay taxes. But keep this in perspective. If you just kept deferring that and you end up dying, you won't end up paying taxes. Your heirs may, unless you have an estate that's set up properly, and then they have a certain limit where they don't have to pay taxes and they pay after that. So something to think about there. But Biden is wanting to do something about this. So deferred tax exchanges on exchange, start small property and exchange it for a large one. Biden is saying this is something they're looking at. Their campaign noted that like-kind exchanges is something they're going to be targeting with his administration. So we're going to keep our eyes on that, and I'll let you know as I hear new stuff. Another big item under consideration for the Biden administration is non-residential real estate owners to depreciate improvements. So this has been a big thing for us, is we could do accelerated depreciation. What that basically means is rather than depreciating it over 39 years, you can do a depreciation study and say what's the useful life of each one of these things, and maybe depreciate over 5 years or 10 years. It's accelerated, which basically means you get more of a tax advantage for owning real estate. Biden administration's talking about doing that, doing away with that. Now, that typically just has to do with commercial buildings. You can do it on residential property. It's not done as much. I do recommend doing it on residential properties as long as you plan on holding it for a long time as an investment. If it's a short term, it's not worth it. But if you're holding it on a long-term basis, then it definitely is. All right, guys, you've probably seen this, but according to the Wall Street Journal, there is more real estate agents than there currently is homes for sale. And the lack of existing homes was only part of the problem. Builders have struggled to ramp up construction of new homes, specifically middle-income homes that are in high demand right now. Once the foreclosure memorandum ends, homeowners who haven't been able to financially rebound from the crisis may be forced to sell their home. This could also help with the supply side, is something that could help. You can see here starting in let's see what year we got here, 2015, you can see we're somewhere between 1.2 and 1.5 million homes, and we're now down to 468,000 properties that are on the market. Is basically what we're looking at right now. All right, guys, there's 2.72 million homes that are in forbearance, which means these people are in default, which once the memorandum ends, we're hoping some of those will become some inventory. And I can say it's something you should be thinking about going after is people that are in notice of default and notice of sale. All right, the typical homeowner in 2020 remained in place for 13 years, which is slightly up from the 12.8 years, which is well ahead of the 2010's 8.7 years. This is a marketing campaign. If you guys want to go after people that have owned the property for a long time, people that own the property for 13 years typically sell. So if somebody's owned a property for 13 years or more, you may want to consider marketing to those people. All right, guys, let's get into our property finding tip of the week. But before I do, what's happening in your area? Please feel free to make some comments, put it in here, and if you have some questions along the way, please type them in. All right. This is live, guys. That's why I take a big drink of water now and then. All right, our property finding tip of the week. We're going to talk about postcards. When to use postcards, why to use postcards versus letter, are they cost effective to use postcards, and how many postcards you have to send in order to get a deal. So here's the whole thing. It all comes down to timing, and it's not just on postcards. It's on phone calls, it's on door knocking, everything. Everything in investing is all about timing. People sell their house when they're ready to, not when you want them to. And it's really important that we understand this. People sell when they're ready to, not when you want them to. So this is timing. You have to be the one that calls them, emails them, sends the postcard when they're wanting to sell. You've got to get the timing right on that. So for people, once the pain of keeping the house is greater than the pain of selling the house, that's when a person's going to call you back. And I want to say that again. The pain of keeping the house is greater than the pain of selling the house. Once somebody crosses that threshold, if you are the person standing there calling them, saying the postcard, you're going to be the one that ends up with the deal, and that's what you want to be. So you're trying to be the person that mails at the time that happens. But there's no way to specifically know this. There's just no way. So it comes down to having a schedule, mailing enough volume to have some results. And then if you decide who you mail to can also help you know. So you want to go after people that have equity. If they don't have equity, it's not going to work out. If they don't have motivation, it's not going to work out. So these are the two things that increase our chances of hitting somebody on the right time where they have that, right? We want somebody where the pain of selling is less than the pain of keeping the house. And if we can get people with equity and motivation, we've got a higher likelihood that we're going to people that are going to be in that parameters. Okay, we got a couple of things here. I just want to shout out, Fort Worth is booming right now. Good on all sides. Fantastic, Cody. I love it. Haley, like you mentioned, appreciation has jumped in the DC, Maryland. Oh, it has. We do some stuff in Maryland. We do some stuff in Virginia. It really has. My brother just sold this house for $80,000 over value in Northern Virginia. How long do you predict this market staying like this? Great question. I'm going to challenge the idea, Stephen, that he sold for 80 grand over value because the true measure of value is what a willing buyer, an able buyer and a willing seller, not under duress, are willing to sell for. So if he sold for 80 grand more than his asking price, that probably was market value. Yeah, it's a great question. Let me just answer the real question here is, how long are prices going to be crazy for? Prices are going to be crazy until one of two things happen. More supply comes on the market, so more houses available, either through building houses or through houses getting foreclosed that make it onto the market, or through more people putting their house on the market. So what we know last year, Stephen, is a lot of people that could have put house on the market chose not to because of COVID. If those people start putting their houses on the market, that will increase supply. But as soon as we have to have more supply, the other thing is we've got to see demand start to come down. But what I can tell you is I don't think we're going to see some market crash. that a lot of people are looking at. But if you are looking for properties, go for off-market properties. If you're trying to find real estate investments on the multiple listing, you are going to be pounding your head against the wall and struggling. So you've got to be doing off-market properties, and I really recommend Investor's Edge software and our system to help you with that. I hope that helps. If not, Stephen, ask some more questions here. Roche, the area of Griffin, Georgia is selling, but the area comps aren't good. But it's an up-and-coming town. Very unsure how to proceed with this. It's hard when you're talking about up-and-coming is always difficult. And here's the reason why, Roche. It involves speculation. So the thing about comparable approach is there isn't speculation. I know the house across the street, same bed, same bath, same everything, sold for this price, and it did last week. That's not speculating. I have a really, really good idea that a house is going to sell for that. But in up-and-coming areas, like houses aren't selling for this higher price, but I think they will in the future. And so it's very high speculation. And so the problem with that is you're not going to get comps to justify that. And speculation is really for people who have a significant amount of money they're willing to risk. Speculation can pay out really big, and you can also lose really big. So that's the challenges I think you're up against that, Roche. If you've got some extra cash you can put into a deal and you believe enough in it that it is going to go up, it might be worth doing. But if it's your first deal, I wouldn't recommend it because you are taking on serious risk. And that's why hard money lenders and those things are not going to want to do speculative deals. They're going to want to make sure they're solid comps. Up and coming is a buzzword, which sometimes they up and come and sometimes they turn around and go back down, and sometimes the up and coming goes another direction. So I hope that helps, Roche. If not, please post some more comments on here or ask more questions. Stephen, follow up here. Do you think it's a good idea in starting real estate career right now? Yes, it's always a good idea to start real estate investing career. But I don't recommend you leave your day job today, and I recommend you decide what strategy you want to use, okay? So that's the real question here is what strategy should you be using? Should you be wholesaling? Should you be fix and flipping? Should you be turning into BRRRR deals? That all is going to depend on how good of a deal you find. So what I think, Stephen, is you always have a problem, and this is what people don't understand. You're either going to have a problem finding properties or you're going to have a problem selling properties. You're going to have one of those two problems always. And as a real estate investor, you need to know how to make money in both of those markets. So right now, it's hard to find properties, easy to sell properties. So right now, you've got to get really good at finding good deals. Well, how do you do that? You go after off-market deals. You find people with money and motivation. You use a software. So that's how you do it. If you can do that, no better time to be in this because then you're a seller, not necessarily a buyer. You're buying them deeply discounted and you're selling them. Great time to be in it. But the fact of the matter is it's always a good time. When you say they actually had a bidding war, this is back to your brother's house. Absolutely. You're always going to have bidding wars in that type of situation. Just think if you own that house or just bought that house, you could be the one benefiting from that bidding war right now. It's always a great time to get into real estate, Stephen. Even if the market's down, the market tanks, it's a great time to get into real estate. But my strategy changes. If it was 2008 again, I'd be buying long-term holds. If it's right now, I'm doing wholesales and fix and flips. Your strategy just changes. Let's see, Cody, I really appreciate the emphasis on wholesaling. Absolutely. That approach really made the marketplace more obtainable. Yeah, absolutely, Cody, because right now it may make it a lot easier for you to do a wholesale deal than do a fix and flip. And it just depends. You're going to make less money, but you're going to take on less risk. So that's a big thing. I'm glad it was helpful for you, Cody. Any other questions, comments, keep them coming. Okay, so this is back. We're back to postcards, guys. We took a little journey, took a little left-hand turn, which I'm happy to do. Keep the comments coming. But we're back to postcards, and we're saying, how do you find equity? How do you find equity and motivation? That's the question. So the way you're going to find both equity and motivation is we bucket into a few categories, okay? With all of these, we go after single-family homes. We go after unlisted, not on the MLS. That's what unlisted means. We want to make sure they have $70,000 or more of estimated equity. And then I like to go after these. These are the ones I go after. Vacant homes, which basically means nobody lives there. Involuntary liens, which basically means you got a lien put on your property that you didn't sign for. So it's going to be like a debt collection or something like that comes on the property. People that have gone through a bankruptcy dismissed or discharged, whether they tried to do it and it didn't go through. Out-of-state owners, non-owner occupieds, pre-foreclosures. and failed listings. Those are ones I like to go after. And so one of the things I use is Investor's Edge. That's what we go after, and we create buckets to make all of those super easy. And let's see if my computer is gonna play nice with me here. And let me just show you. Okay, here we go. So on Investor's Edge, we have actually bucketed everything. So who's here? Atlanta. Let's just do, whoops, I spelled all that wrong. Let's just, like for Roche, let's just come in here to Atlanta, Georgia. So here's what you're gonna find all the way across the top here. What we do is we bucket these house potentials into a few things, right? So here we go. So you've got active MLSs. So these are people that are active. These are people that are not on the MLS. They are single family houses and they have equity of $70,000 or more. These are vacant properties. Nobody lives in the property. They're single family houses, they're unlisted, and they have equity of $70,000 or more. These are people that have $5,000 involuntary liens. Single family, not listed on the MLS, and they have $70,000 or more of equity. That's a great list to be going after, guys. That's a huge list you should be going after. And this already comes preset for our members. Bankruptcies. There's 1,439. They're in bankruptcy, single family, unlisted with $70,000 of equity. Out-of-state owners. These are your landlords. We want to make sure you're looking in the right zip codes to make sure they're not like luxury houses, but these are single family, unlisted with equity. Non-owner occupied. There's 33,182. These are landlords typically as well. Pre-foreclosure, super low because of the foreclosure moratorium. You're going to see that number heading up. And then failed listings. There's 3,099 listings that failed. They failed in the past and they're coming up here. They're not necessarily failed from this week, but that's some of the things that you're going to be looking at and wanting to be playing with here. Okay, let me just see if I can get us back to our slides. Looks like we can. Got to push the button 3 times. Okay, we created buckets to make these really easy. So now we got to talk about postcards versus letters, but I've got a few questions here, I think. I really appreciate the emphasis. Oh, okay, we talked about the equivation. That needs to be on a t-shirt. Equivation, equity, and motivation. Huh, Cody, you got me thinking. If you like equivation for a t-shirt, let me know. I'm still trying to use my credit card for the $3,500. Yeah, David, give us a call. We'd love to chat with that. You want to talk to one of our associates or one of our directors. Let's see. Roche saying, I have a motivated seller, but how do I approach without giving them a great expectation? What if they have a second loan tapped into their equity? Great question, Roche. Let's just jump back to show you here. One of the things that you'll realize, let's just take this house for example. Let's see, that's not a good example. I just want to grab one that shows that doesn't have a mortgage on it. Let's go through a vacant property here. Public records, estimated equity. This is going to actually measure all of their loans are going to be in here. So if they owe 240, that's a free and clear. Looks like a free and clear property. Let's go after maybe some non-owner occupieds. I don't know. It actually, the estimated equity takes out the debt. So if you come here to mortgages, it will show you what the mortgage was for. So these guys took out a mortgage for $310 back in 2006. In 2001, there was a mortgage for $263. Then it looks like they refinanced and got a mortgage in 2006 for $310,000. Okay, so that mortgage has obviously been paid down. And so what we're looking at is the first and the second mortgage is actually included in that. So when we say the estimated equity right here of $369,000, that includes all mortgages that we think they've got on the property. So that's never going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to get you close enough where you should spend some time. So Roche, you want to go after those people that if it says there are 70, if I come here and do a filter and I go after people that are going to have estimated equity $70,000, and I don't know what you want to get rid of here. 500,000 less, that already has 70,000, 30% or more. Let's get rid of that one maybe, I don't know. And so any of these are going to be people you're going to want to go after because that equity of $135,000 already includes whatever mortgages we think they have, reverse amortized, meaning if they made their payments, it would pay down. I hope that makes sense, Rashay. If not, hit me up again. As far as setting the expectation, you want to just be getting a lot of people. And Rashay, I really recommend the Driving for Dollars right now as the strategy. We launched a new app that you can use for the Driving for Dollars that works really well. So my recommendation would be follow the Driving for Dollars. And Cody's probably already been through all the courses and can tell you what that looks like. Haley, I like the, I love it. This t-shirt, Equivation t-shirt is like becoming popular. Hashtag. Reply to yeah, fantastic. Let's jump back over here. More questions, just keep them coming, guys. Postcard versus letter. Should you do a postcard or should you actually send a letter? Well, it really comes down to cost, right? The real question is cost, and it costs a lot more to do a mail piece than it does a postcard. And we find the response rate to be fairly similar. So this is simply more cost effective to do a postcard. So that's my recommendation. As far as the marketing message, if you're mailing to landlords, you want to send out a tired landlord postcard. If you're mailing to bankruptcy, you want to send a, debt is killing you on the postcard. You want to match the message to the person you're sending to, which can help with your response rate to get a little bit higher. Rashay says this person approaches me. Great question. So we have a motivated seller worksheet, Rashay. So one of the things I want to do is understand the property before I ever make an offer, right? So the first thing I want to do is say, hey, I want to understand the property, how many beds, how many bathrooms. Our motivated seller worksheet goes through all of this, and then I want to understand their debts. I want to say, do you owe money on the property? Who do you owe it to? How much do you owe them? What's your monthly payment? Do you have a second mortgage? So then I really know what it looks like, and then I'm asking them how much they'd be interested in selling their property for. I ask them if they got a all cash offer, what they'd be interested in selling their property for, and then I do my research. Once I do my research, then I go back to them, and then I try and negotiate and say, this is what I can pay. Would that be work for you? And you go back and forth. That's what you want to do. So first thing you want to do, Rashay, is understand if they have a second mortgage, how much they owe, and what they want to. One of the best things that's really important here is with anybody that's approaching you, you want to make sure they realize, hey, I'm an investor, and so I've got to buy at a discount. However, you don't have to pay all the fees like you would to sell traditionally, namely real estate agents. And then I can also get title fees to be reduced, some of those things. So you will take a little bit less, but it'll be a lot simpler. And if the property's in need of rehab and in need of work and can't sell to a traditional buyer, that's where it works out really well for an investor. Rashay, I hope that helps. Cody, the app is incredible. It's intuitive, and having a co-pilot would be ideal. We have 32 favorites just on one quick equity and time of ownership check in less than an hour. Cody, I love it. Keep going. Start making calls, Cody. That's my recommendation, is start making some calls. Okay, what size of postcard should I send? There's two sizes. There's 4 by 2.5 and by 6 and 5 by 5 and 8 by 5. I recommend using the smaller postcard. Again, it's just a little bit less cost, and I think it gets seen either way, right? So everybody's kind of going through their mail and looking at it. How many postcards do I need to send to actually get a deal? Well, it really depends. It depends on the competition. It depends on the area. It depends on the price range. It depends on the marketing cycle. It depends on your sales skills. It depends on the quality of the list, right? The buckets that we just kind of went through for. But let me just give you an average. By no means will this be exact, but it'll give you an idea or an average to kind of base some plans on. 5,500 postcards should turn into about 25 to 55 leads, which should turn into about 7 to 14 appointments, which should turn into about 5 to 10 offers, which should turn into one deal. That's kind of what you're looking at. Now, this will never be exact, but it gives you kind of a direction to be moving on. How much do postcards cost? It really depends on how many you order at one time. They're about 58 cents if you send one, but if you're sending like 2,000 or more, they're like 45 cents. And one of the cool things about the Investor's Edge software is you can send them right out of the software. Click a button, they're gone. And this is the price to print and to mail. So this is delivery, printing, mailing. And one of the things that's really cool you can do is you can do the mail merge where it says, hi, Bill, I'm interested in your property on 123 Main Street. That's all part of this mail merge price so that you can get it as personalized as possible. If you're sending 5,500 piece postcards, it'll cost you about let's just call it $2,500. Marketing cost per deal. The question is, how much does it cost you to get a deal? This is called the acquisition cost. For example, if you spent $2,500 on postcards and you got one deal that made you $30,000, which our average customer right now is about $39,000, give or take, your marketing cost would be 8.3%. That's not bad. I think most people need to plan on 10 to 20% in acquisition cost to end up getting a deal, which means if you're making $40,000, you could expect to spend between $4,000 and $8,000, and you would still be doing well as running a business if you look at it from that vantage point. Staggering postcards, this is really important. You don't want to spend 5,500 postcards all in one day. You're going to get 55 calls and there'll be way too many to get at once. So depending upon availability, you can spend 1,000 postcards a week or 2,000 postcards a week. But you want to kind of stagger those postcards. That'll get you a couple of calls. That'll get you some interest so you can kind of work towards them. Rashay, glad that helps. Let's see, that's the way. Fantastic. Cat Watt is with us today. Thanks for being with us and checking in. Anybody else who's well, do I have any subscribers? Do I have any new subscribers? I'd love to know. Just type in the comments you're my newest subscriber because I want to personally give you a thank you. All right, guys, it is that time of the day. We're going to get into our topic of the week, which is residential versus commercial real estate investing. But I got to grab a drink before we jump into this. Okay, residential versus commercial real estate investing. What you're going to learn today is the 5 different types of real estate. How to find one deal and get paid forever. How to invest in commercial properties with little to no money. Which is better for you, commercial or residential investing? So let's jump into this. What are the 5 different types of real estate? Well, first off, you've got residential real estate. You've got commercial real estate. You've got industrial, which is manufacturing or storage. You've got land. And you've got special purpose, which is like government, schools, churches. Those are the 5 different types. So let's talk about what is considered residential real estate. So you've got single family homes, you've got condos, you've got townhomes, you've got duplexes, 3plexes, 4plexes. All of that is considered residential real estate. So then what is considered commercial real estate? Well, real estate used for business purposes. This can be apartment complexes, 5plex or more, gas stations, grocery stores, hospitals, hotels, offices, parking facilities, restaurants, shopping centers, stores, theaters, storage complexes, mobile home parks. All of those are going to be commercial real estate type deals. Then we say, well, investment strategies for residential. How do we invest in residential? Well, you can do bird dogging, which is helping to acquire a property. You can wholesale. You can do vacation rentals. You can do nightly rentals like Airbnb. You can do long-term rentals. You can invest doing crowdfunding. You can buy performing or non-performing notes, which is the loans. You can do hard money lending. You can do rent to own, and you can do tax liens. Those are all ways to invest in residential. Let's talk about how you can invest in commercial real estate. You can do a REIT, which is a traded fund. You can do mixed use. You can do limited partnerships. You can do general partnerships. You can do acquisitions. You can invest in real estate mutual funds or real estate ETFs. And you can do value add type deals over a 5-year period of time. So what's the best way to invest and where should I start? Well, ways to earn income. You can either trade time for dollars, you can do results based, you can have passive income, or you can invest for appreciation. Let's talk about this. Time for dollars. You get paid at a set rate for each hour you work. Results-based is like a commission where you get paid based upon performance and what you make. You get paid if you perform. Passive cash flow, you invest in a vehicle that pays you a little each month. That's a passive cash flow. Investing for appreciation is where you don't get cash flow, but you hope to get a big payout in the future, or maybe you get a little cash flow and you hope to get a payout in the future. So I break these into getting started with trading time for investment opportunity, or you have the money to invest, right? So it's either you've got time to work on it, or you've got money to invest in it. That's kind of how I broke these two down. So many strategies take a significant amount of money. This can be your money, or it can find others that want to invest with you. This is called OPM, or other people's money. You leverage their money and you make the deals happen. Let's talk about this bird dog acquisitions. You can spend your time and some money to find motivated sellers. Once you find one, you hand the deal over to an experienced investor. The home or commercial property, you get a small piece of the deal over a long period of time, right? So you could say, hey, you could go find a commercial property and find buyers that are interested in that and say, I want 1% of this forever, and I'll hand the deal over to you. That's something you could do if you didn't have the money. This is a great way to get started in residential commercial property, and this is a way you could find a deal and get paid forever on the deal without having to put your money into it. Residential is really so much easier to get started than in commercial. Commercial is much harder. It takes more time, but there's higher paydays and higher payouts. Think if you found a commercial property, that's exactly what I was talking about a minute ago. Get 1% forever for finding the deal and didn't have to do anything other than finding the deal. It's a way to get paid forever. Or if you found a residential property, you got $1,000 to $5,000. This is results based. You get paid if you can make something happen. Okay, wholesaling. This is where you get a deal, you get it under contract, and then you assign that contract out. You can do this on residential or commercial properties. Commercial is called property acquisition. The idea is you can make the difference between what you can sell it to the new buyer and what you bought it for, right? So if you get on a contract for 100 and you can assign the contract over to 110, you're going to make a $10,000 spread for doing that wholesale deal. Fix and flips. Residential, buy, fix and flip, and resale, typically 6 months. Commercial property called value add. This is typically a 3 to 5 year process where you're buying a commercial property, you're adding value to it, and then you're selling it 3 to 5 years, when a residential is typically a 6 months. The same idea, right? With a commercial, though, you're trying to raise rents and increase your cap rate so you can sell it at a higher amount. Long-term holds, residential, buying property and renting it. This could be vacation, could be nightly, or it could be long-term holds like we're talking about. Commercial, buy and rents as well. The difference between residential and commercial usually takes longer to find a really good deal. Commercial typically pays a lot more per deal. Commercial is more complicated transaction and more difficult to get one done. So the question really is, guys, like, where do you start? Start by finding deals, right? That's really what needs to happen. If you can become an expert in finding deals, whether that's commercial or whether that's residential, irregardless of the market cycle, if you can be the one that finds the deals, that's what matters. And that's what you've got to make happen. And that's why we've created the Find, Fund, Flip system, is to help you with finding deals and funding deals. It's our complete system. It takes brand new investors through flipping their first home. It's our Find, Fund, Flip system. We have dozens of hour training. We have deal finding software, access to our 100% financing loans. Go to DoHardMoney.com/get started. All right, Haley says cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, passive, passive, passive. We should make that a shirt. Cash flow, cash flow, cash flow, passive, passive, passive. I like it. So we've got a link on the screen there. Check out our Find, Fund, Flip system if you haven't already. Now, I promised you at the beginning, if you want our postcard template, all you've got to do is go to DoHardMoney.com/postcard-download, or you can text us at 435-294-0433. All you've got to do is text your email address. If you text over your email address, you'll get a copy of the postcard download. Just text over your email address. Cody can vouch. It's incredible. Do it. Oh, thanks, Cody. If you enjoyed these, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe. Do I have any new subscribers today? If so, please type your name in the comments. I would love to recognize you personally. Leave a comment. Tell somebody else about it. Don't forget to get a copy of that postcard template. Text your email address over to that number. I'd like to know what would you like to see for future live casts. I've got some on the screen here. You can type it in the comments. and let us know what you would like to see for future live cast topics, because we want to make sure you're getting what you need out of these. Also, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please check out our Income Hacker podcast. You can find it on iTunes or Stitcher or Spotify, wherever you listen to a podcast. And if you don't, you can start today. Just look at Income Hacker. You can even tell Alexa to play the Income Hacker podcast. Okay, guys, our t-shirt winner. We want to talk about our winner for last week. And if you want to be the winner for next week, please make sure you subscribe, type in the comments, and let us know. But our winner for last week is Jacqueline Denise Wright. Jacqueline Denise Wright is our winner for last week. Everybody, please congratulate Jacqueline. Jacqueline, if you are on our live cast, please make yourself known. And thank you for your participation last week. Jacqueline, all you got to do is email support@DoHardMoney, put in the subject line, you're the shirt winner, put in your screen name or your full name, your mailing address, your cell phone number, and your shirt size. Also tell me which of these shirts you want, or the ones you like the best. We'll send you the closest we've got, and then we'll get that shirt sent out. We'll pay for it, we'll ship it, we'll do all of that. Thank you, Rashay, for giving a shout out to Jacqueline for being our winner of the week, so that we can get you that shirt. Sorcery, I'm not sure what you mean, Cody. It sounds like witchcraft or something. I don't know. Let me know where that was coming from so I can help. Yes, and you can find our Income Hacker podcast there as well. All of those who participated, if you want to find out if you're the t-shirt winner, please join us next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will be talking about who the winner of the week is, and we will also be talking about the complete guide to off-market real estate investing. Guys, if you are struggling in finding properties, this is one you do not want to miss. We break down all the different ways to find properties in this market that are off-market, not on the MLS. Put this down on your calendar. You're going to want to be there. This is going to be one of the most beneficial live casts we've done in a long, long time. All right, guys. Cody wants to see reverse wholesaling. Let me just tell you, reverse wholesaling is, Cody, you actually find your cash buyers first. So you find people that are in the area, in the zip codes, and ask them what they want. And then you go find properties that match their criteria. So you already have the buyer. So what you're doing is finding the cash buyer first and then going to find the property that they're looking for. That's reverse wholesaling in a nutshell. We can talk a lot more about it. Haley, I need to be here next week. Yes, you do, Haley. Teresha says interested. Wonderful. Make sure you're here. We want to talk about it. Reverse wholesaling, what is that? Sorcery? LOL. I've never heard of that. Oh, sorcery. Okay, now I got you. No, reverse wholesaling is doing it backwards. I hope that helps, Cody. All right, guys. Rashay, thanks for the smiley faces. Cody, thanks for the comments. Everybody that's been here, we've had a great time. Appreciate you being with us. Same time, same place next week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking about this. You don't want to miss this. I'll see you then, guys. Otherwise, make it a very profitable day. And I'm supposed to hit a button, but I don't know which one.